want answers?
Boss Cowboy.
You can't handle the truth.
Bringing real back. He be speaking his mind. They like, ooh, he violent.
Where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy.
You want answers?
Where your voice matters.
You want answers?
That was easy.
You can't handle the truth.
Remember to like and subscribe.
All right. First, I want to make sure, man, can y'all hear me okay? Streaming a little bit different. I need to do a sound check. Had some bullshit. Woke up and the computer crashed. So, listen to all YouTubers, everybody that do any kind of content. You make sure you have a plan B, C, D, G, all of that. All right. So now we finna get into it though, man. But so I want to make sure I sound good. Sound is the most important thing before I kind of get it in this, because I'm certain that a lot of us are not kind of seeing the crisis that I see. So just like the Game of Thrones, it's a lot of people that's not familiar with that show, but it's one of the dopest shows of all time. And as the show was really kind of starting to kind of progress, you were seeing different parts of the show that was super interesting. One of the things that was consistent in the show was politics for power. You were seeing a lot of politics was power. You were seeing a lot of people that was always angling for the throne, always angling to try to be the top. And you had rivalries between different sections. And as you saw those rivalries, a lot of people would take their eyes off the ball because there was a group that was forming in secret. There was a group that was already powerful and strong, that already had the advantage, that already was set to kill. But because of the wars that was happening amongst each other, they was not able to see clearly the threat that was to come. And the only way that you was able to get people to kind of stop the divisions and the weird wars was to see the threat. Because we've had wars in this community as we was getting ready to try to figure out the best ways forward. We've had wars between team trenches and team weapons. And all of that was really designed to try to have us come up with the best ways to move forward into this off season. Sadly, some of it did become tribal. Sadly, some of it did become a competition of content creators, where sometimes it stopped being about what's best for your team and it started being about what's best for your brand. The goal of this show is to get us back on target, on the real threat that's before us. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and a lot of y'all gonna take me wrong when I say this, but Pickens is not enough. And I can see that there's a degree of passiveness that has hit the Cowboy Nation because we think Pickens is enough. Pickens is absolutely not enough. And I can tell you for sure that the urgency is not what it should be because I'm watching the response and I'm watching the difference. Because see, when Booker was the pick, it was a lot of anger, even though that was a damn good pick. You know why? People wasn't satisfied. They wasn't ready to move on. They wasn't ready to take vacations. They was ready to fight. But now that we got Pickens, it's a lot of people done put their tents up. A lot of people done kicked their feet up. A lot of people ready to just go ahead and celebrate like this is it. And this is not it. This is not even the real threat. The real threat is what your head coach talked about. And your head coach was very clear where he said where games are won. And we're going to talk about that today. Because the goal of this show is to not get content in just a good pick of Booker and a good trade of Pickens. We still got work to do, and the work needs to continue. The fight needs to continue. And the fight also needs to be urgent, not passive, not celebratory. You need to keep your anger up because that's what moves our front office. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people are making the mistake of thinking that our front office just decided to change. We think that they just moving different. I'm going to prove to you because I promise y'all I was set to do 3 shows today. No, they not moving different because they woke up different. They moving different because y'all was mad as hell. You was mad after the Eagles. You was mad when you saw Washington in the NFC Championship. You showed it. Yeah, you protested not only them, you protested content creators. All of our numbers was down. Y'all checked out. And they saw it. And they needed to move different. That's why they're moving different. Be careful to over pom-pom them and be very careful over positive pampers. Because we got a real threat that's going to take real emotion. It's going to take real anger. And don't let a receiver, even though it's a good one, don't let that take the eye off the ball. And I'm seeing that in the nation. And I'm warning that winter is coming, man. We're going to talk about it. Y'all give me a second.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
All right, y'all. All right, it's a whole new setup, man, so I ain't really used to doing it this way. But like I say, when you're doing content, you better have a plan A, B, C, D, G, anything that it takes to get it out. Anything that it takes to get it done. So here we go. All right. All right, so first, let me make sure y'all don't hear any echoes or anything like that. I'm streaming a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I'm going to try to make this kind of like what you're used to seeing with Boss Cowboy Sports. Y'all used to seeing me use a lot of proof sources to document my thoughts because my goal today is to try to get the sense of urgency to where I feel like it should be. I believe that the sense of urgency is not what it should be, but I'm also understanding that, you know, especially for team weapons, I totally understand the frustration that was out there. They say it's an echo. Before I go, I want to make sure there's no echo. Y'all give me a 1 if the sound is clear. I need y'all input. I need y'all to help me out. Because then that's going to help me with my settings. Regina say 1. Meek say good enough. Angie say uno. Okay. I need a slight echo. All right. All right, so I should have killed the echo now. Y'all shouldn't hear any echo now. So if you hear an echo, I'm sorry about that. Try to fight through it. So Lou say that I'm good. Most people saying I'm good. All right, so let's rock. All right, so this is the deal. The first thing that I want to let everybody know is that your head coach, it was your head coach that also really kind of told us what we all should be focused on, okay? So when we kind of got into the talk and we was dealing with the talk and the fights, and it was healthy fights. A lot of people, they don't embrace as much as we should. We don't embrace enough. We don't embrace confrontation. Confrontation is actually good, especially when you're doing it in the right spirit. As long as you're doing the confrontation with the most important things in mind, and the most important things that we should always have in mind is keeping the ideas that's the best ideas for your Dallas Cowboys to win the championship. As long as the confrontation is not about my brand and how do I look in the public, or who is the smartest, or who got the pick right, Team Trenches, Booker, ooh, we were smarter than everybody. It should never be anything about that. It should always be about we fighting this out because we really trying to get the best idea to help us get to a championship. So they say it's an echo in my room. We gonna have to just fight through it, y'all. And I'll figure it out a little bit later. But let's just keep rocking. So first thing first is your head coach. Your head coach was the person. Let me get the chat on here real quick. I need to fix those. Y'all give me one second. Let me fix this chat where I can see y'all comments. Okay, I can see y'all comments now. So I'm gonna be watching y'all comments also on the stream too. Oh, hold on, y'all. Give me a second. All right, so I can see y'all comments now. Good. All right, so let me play this real quick and let's go put us on the same page.
Well, first and foremost, we're always looking to create competition. We're certainly not done, whether that remains in free agency over the next, couple weeks, or whether that's through the draft. We really want to attack the front, on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
So, come on now. So now, because see, when I first was saying this, a lot of people was pushing back at this. It was a lot of even content creators that was taking digs at this because they really honestly wanted to be right. They wasn't really listening to what Brian was saying. They was taking this owners meeting and they held on to what they wanted. So if you wanted weapons, you ignored everything that he said. So if you listen to what he said without your bias, he was clear what he was saying he wanted to build. So let's listen again.
Through the draft. We really want to attack the front, on both sides of the line of scrimmage. I'm really excited about what we did on the defensive side.
So what did he say he wanted to attack? Did he say he wanted to attack wide receiver 2? Or did he say he wanted to attack the trenches on both sides? See, don't get it twisted like I'm saying we didn't need wide receiver 2. But now we can listen to this in hindsight, and now we can take the emotions of it out the way because we have the acquisition now. He said he wanted to attack the front on both sides. But what did we put our energy on? What did we put our energy on? So Team Trenches at first, we put our attention on Booker. And then some people was like, I talked to Scott about this, and see, Scott the type that'll call you. And see, when people talk to you, it's better that you sometimes talk to people because then you'll get an idea of what they really thinking. So when I talked to Scott, he was like, bro, I never really understood why y'all put so much energy on Booker, but was saying Team Trenches when we also have a big hole at the one tech. But because he talked to me, I was able to explain. I said, brother, this is the deal. Even if we would have got Mason Graham, I still would have been saying, let's get a vet in here because I don't trust rookies unless they're exceptional one techs. Like you have to be somebody like a Sue or Aaron Donald, or I don't trust you, even if you're a first rounder. So the first campaign on Team Trenches was about Booker because that was the instant impact guy that we wanted. We wanted the guy that was going to come in here like Zach Martin did when he played guard, and like Lyle Collins did when he played guard, and dominate up front to where you can even take good backs and make them way better backs. And we saw that in our history. So when we saw Brian clearly saying, I want to build the trenches on both sides, it was about what? Taking care of the first thing, which was who? Booker. That was the first thing, and to me, the most common sense thing to focus on. If we disagreed on that, that's fine. That's behind us now. But now I want people to really understand why we need to get back on board on really trying to get in these trenches. Because again, your head coach wants the trenches on both sides. We're not making it up. So then listen to him again on the next part.
How this whole NFC East shakes out. You've obviously been in the division. What do you think that you guys have to do to be able to compete in this division to win the division?
Well, again, I think, number one, it's an incredibly difficult division. Addressing the front seven on both sides of the ball is something that we've wanted.
Oh, here we go again. Boss, no, he wants a weapon, boss. No, boss, you making that up. See what boss wants. Boss wanted to be right. Boss wanted to win. See that team trenches, those guys, they're egotistical. They really just trying to be right. Nobody wants trenches. That's those guys in their egos trying to be. And the whole time, let me rewind it.
Obviously been in the division. What do you think that you guys have to do to be able to compete in this division to win the division?
Well, again, I think, number one, it's an incredibly difficult division. Addressing the front seven on both sides of the ball is something that
This whole NFC East shakes out. You've obviously been in the division. What do you think that you guys have to do to be able to compete in this division to win the division?
Well, again, I think, number one, it's an incredibly difficult division. Addressing the front seven on both sides of the ball is something that we wanted to do.
So, my brother, no, I respect his comment. He said, just because you want something don't mean that's what the team needs, boss. Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say to Team Weapons. That's actually what I was trying to say to Team Weapons. That was my point to them, is we wanted the receiver at 12 to the point that we was even willing to reach for it. And I even metaphorically was just joking, but serious at the same time. I don't know if y'all remember this, but I was saying, don't be like Esau. If some of y'all know the scriptures, because he was hungry. He was legitimately hungry. So when it was time for his dad to give them the blessing and speak the what they call prophetic benediction over their lives, his brother Jacob tricked him out of his blessing because he basically knew he was hungry. And he was like, give me your blessing. You know what I'm saying, for this bowl of soup. And he gave it to him because he was hungry. It's the exact same thing that was happening, in my opinion, with weapons. Like I was saying over and over, I showed also most people saying it, that we trust in the scouting community. Like we trust Dane Bugler. Dane said the exact same thing me and Big Game James said. And we said most of these receivers in a normal quality receiver class would be in the 20s. So don't do it. Like even though you're hungry, move down if you really want that weapon. Don't get it at 12. That's what we were saying. Just because you want something, don't mean that's what the team needs. So we was actually over here saying, your head coach was saying what the team needs. That's the truth, bruh. So like now we can look at it in hindsight too. So yeah, the people that was actually trying to tell you what the team needed was Team Trenches, because it was what your head coach was focusing on. So now if you cherry picked him at the owners meeting, you missed this. But if you was being honest and listening to him without your bias, without trying to be right, you heard Brian loud and clear, and you saw the tea leaves of what he wanted, not what you wanted. But I appreciate it's a good comment. So, but you can, now when you listen to the owners meeting, you should hear it different, because now you're hearing it in hindsight. See, when it was foresight and we was debating, and it was the Game of Thrones where people was competing and stuff like that. Some of it was legit. Like it was some people that's Team Weapons. They really was legit. It was some of it that morphed into tribalism. Some of it morphed into competitiveness. And then it started being just, I want to win, instead of being about what's best for your team. So there were certain people that was in both camps that they just put their foot down in the camp because they wanted to be right. And that's what I'm trying to say. We need to make sure that we're not doing going forward, to where we can focus on the winter that is coming. Because winter is coming. And so let me tell you, that came from Next to Generation. They some content creators. So when we say winter is coming, that didn't come from me. That came from another Dallas Cowboy content creator. But the analogy and the metaphor is perfect. And let me tell you why. Because, see, Lou said that. I saw Lou say it on Twitter, and I was like, bro, that's it. It's perfect, right? But then, you know, Lou straight up, he was like, I can't take credit for that. That was next generation. They did that. Generation, right? And they also from Dallas. So they came up with that. But this is why we got to tell y'all that winter is coming. When is the playoff games? When is the playoff games? Are the playoff games usually in the cold, or are they in August, September? Because that's exactly why we pushing this winter is coming. We not bullshitting with that. Because we seeing that it's coming, brother. It's coming, brother. Winter is coming. Yeah. See, it's certain things that the climate changes, my man. See, certain things you can't do when it get cold. See, when it get cold and you sitting up there, let's say if you playing in Philly, are they indoor or outdoor? Can you throw the ball? Can you just go out there and be like, let's launch this thing? Let's spread this thing out? Or do you got to account for winter? When you in that hostile condition and the crowd is playoff loud and you need to shut the crowd down, is that really the time to really be chunking the ball? Or do you want to punish them on the ground and shut the crowd up? Do you have a winter strategy, Cowboy Nation? Or did we put our feet up because we got a summer weapon? We got us a summer weapon. And see, let me tell you something. All of us were so excited when we was watching Miami. We was, ooh, look at Miami. Ooh, look at all the running backs. Look at all the motions. The motions, ooh, it's so cute. Oh, they trick everybody. Wow, they're so goddamn fast. Ooh, they're amazing. Look at Miami. I'm talking about Miami 2 years ago. Oh, look at all the records that they're breaking. Their offense is so amazing. And what happened? What happened? Yeah, that winter came, didn't it? And when that winter came, they had to go to Kansas City. And what happened to all of that? What happened when that winter came? What happened when it was playoff time? What happened to the high octane and all? Oh, they got Waddle. Oh, they have Hill. Oh, Tua is looking. What happened? Hold on real quick. My OG landlord in the building with a super chat. He say, OG, my boy, that's my brother. He said, salute, boss. In chat, Brian also said he wanted to build from the outside in, so we can't say he did want weapons when he just showed he did. And I'm finna prove to you, because that was my next clip, that was always wee-woo, my brother. That was always wee-woo. Because now we can look at it in hindsight. This is the clip that my brother landlord is referring to.
Looking to get with the 12th overall pick and other type of player looking to get, and is there a position based on value you stay away from with that high of a pick in the first round?
Yeah, again, the starting point would be best player.
So the first thing you got to notice, and see, let me tell you something. Me and Big Game James Peep, this was wee-woo the day he said it. Because the day he said it, we had the final word. And what happened is I showed the 3 times that he focused on the trenches. I said this was the one time that he said you build from the outside in. I said that's the clear contradiction. And then Big Game James peeped it, and he said it quick. He said that's because it's a bluff. And why was he bluffing? This is also why we can't just trust when they say stuff like, hey, I talked to my source, and my source said they're not in on running backs. Because, see, you got to remember, in this era right now, they not going to show their hand, bro. They not going to always give away they not going to give away their strategy. So what was the difference between this questions and the other questions? This question, he asked him directly about 12. So when he asked him about 12, Brian, being a smart coach, had his smoke screen ready. And the smoke screen was saying we build from the outside in. Listen.
Fourth overall pick, what are you looking to get with the fourth overall pick? And are the type of player you're looking to get? And is there a position based on value you stay away from with that high of a pick in the first round?
Yeah, again, the starting point would be best player available. You're always looking for game changers when you're picking 12th. Like, we don't want to ever pick 12th again. All right, let's be honest. We don't want to pick that high. But you're looking for guys that influence the game. How do you influence the game? You rush the quarterback and you get sacks, strip sacks, fumbles, whatever it is.
I wish I had my wee-woo button, because that's exactly what he was doing. Because, see, ain't it funny? We can use hindsight now. So he talked about how do you strip sacks, fumble. So if you listen to it, it'll make you think, if you thought he was telling the truth, that he was saying that the outside is the value of how you build, like tackles, defensive ends, corners, and receivers. But when it was draft day, it's on record what he was really pushing for. Yeah. See, Walker came out and said, what was he really beating the ground for? What was he really beating the ground for? He was beating the ground for Booker, which means that he was beating the ground for those other things that he said. The other times he said you build the trenches on both sides. That's what let me know this was clear we will.
You score touchdowns, okay? So those are usually, I look at it this way, you build it from the outside in. So you got corners. You build it from the outside in. Yeah, right. Because first of all, when have you ever heard that? That's how I knew it was BS right then. I said, I've never heard that philosophy. The way to build a team is from the outside in. You ain't never heard that. None of us ain't never heard that. It's almost like saying somebody saying the opposite, that the best ability is availability. And then somebody say, really, you don't have to be available, you just have to be good. If somebody said that, you'll be like, I ain't never heard that. It's always been known that the best ability is availability. How did you just flip that? He flipped what we've always said and heard. Because everybody's always preached that you win these games in the trenches and you build your trenches first. That's football philosophy 101, and that's one of those 100-year sayings. But then all of a sudden, Brian had this, which was also contradicting the other 3 times that he said that you build the trenches. And then this is how you really know it's smoke screen, because he said the other part 3 times. He said you build the trenches on both sides and you win these games in the trenches. Now all of a sudden when you ask him about 12, oh yeah, outside in. It's like, nah, that was bullshit. And that was smart for him to bullshit, because the world was listening. The world was listening. It's at the owners meeting. You got all these cameras in his face. Anything he says is gonna go worldwide viral. Why would he say his real strategy and say I'm really going for Booker at 12? No, what he did is he sent people left when he was going right. That's what he did. Receivers, they get isolated one-on-one. Pass rushers, tackles, they get isolated one-on-one.
And see, that's what Team Weapons wanted to hear. That's why they clipped on that part. They ignored the other 3 that I showed. And even when people showed it, they minimized it. Now, that's why when people listen, you got to listen to the whole context. And some of this, you got to be able to read between the lines on. I can't fault for people if they didn't peek that, because, you would have to see through a direct statement. The way that me and Big saw it was, he bluffing. And if you go watch the final word we did that day, we said it. We said it that day. We said, that's a clear bluff. And we were laughing about it. We was like, man, I ain't never heard that. And we were literally laughing about it.
And then obviously the quarterback position. But usually that's the way I've looked at it, is when you're building a roster, kind of think of it from building it from outside in.
Bush! But I'm glad that you were smart enough to not tell the whole world your strategy. Because, see, let's think about it. The Cowboys have done a great job of throwing bluffs out there. What was another bluff they threw out there? I'm going to see if y'all remember. They threw out a bluff, and it was a quality bluff. What was another bluff that they threw out there? I'm going to see if y'all remember. I remember because it was making me mad. because I thought they were serious at first, but they was bluffing. Remember the other bluff they did was at quarterback. Remember they said we trying to go younger. Y'all remember that? We looking at drafting the quarterback. And I was like, first of all, why would you say that? Why would you tell the whole world that you looking to draft? So now people know when to jump you and stuff like that. If there's a Sanders falling or something like that, right? And then they went and got Joe Milton, which is the total opposite of what they said they was gonna do. So this is one thing we got to try to do the next offseason and offseason after that. All of us need to try to do a better job of trying to figure out and playing poker with them, because they playing poker. They playing poker. So, because, you know, they playing poker with the other 31 teams. And you got to, right? You got to. Sometimes I need to send you left when I'm going right. Sometimes I need to look like I'm going all in when I really got a bad hand. You know, that's the game that they playing during draft season sometimes, right? And they sending out these mixed messages because they really don't want you to know as much as possible what they really doing. They playing a sleight of hand game. You know, it's magic trick, some of this, you know? So next offseason, we don't need to take every direct statement at face value. Some of this we're going to have to say, wait, that contradicted this. He said this. Which one probably is true? If we do it that way, we'll figure out the bluffs better. That's why me and Big Game James figured out the bluff, because he was like, bro, he said it 3 times over here that you build through the trenches and you win games through the trenches. He was asked about 12, and then he started talking about building outside in. So because we saw the contradiction, but didn't just jump on the side that we wanted, we was able to dissect which part was the bluff. So the bluff was the part that he talked about once. The truth was what he talked about 3 times. So getting back to, because this is very important, man. This is, to me, one of my most important shows, real talk. This right here is one of my most important shows, because I can really honestly sense that my precious Cowboy Nation is starting to get content. My precious Cowboy Nation is starting to let their foot off the gas. We starting to really believe that we're done. I saw a lot of that on Twitter. I saw a lot of, let's roll. Okay, we ready to go now. Oh, I'm excited now. Now I'm going to have a lot of pride over Pickens. And it's like, no, he's not enough, brother. I'm going to be all the way. That's not cold weather asset right there, dog. That asset will get you there, but that asset is not the most important asset to get you to the championship. So let's get into why I sincerely believe that the trenches is the real crisis. So number one, most importantly, Zimmer talked about it. And people forgot that. Let me see. I forgot to pull this into the presentation. Y'all give me a second, man. This is my first time using this way. I'm not as surgical as I am on my other setup, but hey, be patient with your boy. So this is OG. This is OG. Listen to the OG.
Mozzie's done a good job in there. We got to find some more noses, obviously, see how these young guys do.
So remember, this was the time to where Zimmer was clearly lobbying to a better one tech in here to assist Mozzie, okay? To assist Mozzie. Hey, landlord, man, I ain't gonna fight you, man. Listen, that war's over, bro. I ain't gonna even fight you. You my dog. So what I want us to focus on is trenches, man. And I'm cool with that. We disagree. All I did was show the evidence, but I'll move on from that. What I'm really trying to focus on now is the real crisis to me. What I'm trying to see, and see, you a Game of Thrones, dude. You a Game of Thrones, homie. So just like Game of Thrones, bro, what really made them dudes come together? What really made them dudes come together, my brother, is when they all saw the threat. So at a pivotal part of the show, one of the key things that they had to do was go get one of them Walking Dead dudes and show that to the queen and the king so that they can stop the fighting and the politics. That's what I'm trying to do right here. I honestly don't want to fight no more. I'm done with that. I don't want to fight no more. I stated the case because it was about, and I'm also trying to say this is what our head coach wants. That's why I showed Brian Schottenheimer. I didn't want to dig up the scab and start that war again. What I'm trying to do is show the White Walkers are real. That's what I'm trying to show. I'm trying to show that these dudes will kill your season. These dudes, these big ass dudes will kill your season if you're not ready, right? And so that's why I got to go show what Zimmer was saying. Because if you look at what Zimmer was saying, right? Zimmer was saying what he said because this was around the time Stephen Jones came in and he said that basically we was going to get some noses and some help and competition in there for camp. But he didn't. What he did is he actually wanted to give his guys, which is what he tends to do. He wants to go with his drafted guys. So he'll take a Denzel Jackson or he'll take a Justin Rogers and a Mozzie. They'll get the first cracks at it. And now Zimmer was sitting there like, damn, man, you don't see practice in, practice out. These dudes ain't enough. You don't see it. So he finally came out and was like, we need noses, obviously. But see, when he was talking about noses, obviously, we got to remember who was he talking about?
So just kind of, Mozzie's done a good job in there. We got to find some more noses, obviously, see how.
So think about it. He said that with noses in the building. He was basically calling it a crisis. He said we need noses, obviously. He said that with noses in the building. He said that with Justin Rogers in the building. He said that with Denzel Jackson in the building. They was in the damn building. And he said with them practicing day in and day out, yeah, I see them practicing. But we need noses, obviously. It's a crisis. It's not that these dudes won't eventually be good. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask everybody a question. I ain't trying to start no fights. We done with fights because we both won now. Why we fighting? Why fight when we both won? I got Booker. Team Weapon got a good-ass weapon. No need to fight no more. So let's go to what's real right now. And let's ask a real-ass honest question to really sense the crisis right now. When has any DT year one worked in your whole history? You can go back to the 50s if you want to. Don't tell me Ratliff, because that's a lie. He eventually became an all-pro, but he was not that year one. Listen to my question. Listen to my question. Because I'm trying to explain to y'all, I'm trying to show y'all that these White Walkers are real. And they're coming to kill. They're coming to kill. And if we taking a break, and it's okay to take a break. Some people said they needed 24 hours. I give you the Monday, goddammit. I give you fucking 72 hours. But by Monday, we need to have the same damn energy we had on receiver 2. I mean, the same type of anger on receiver 2. The same type of urgency. Not this old kick up our feet stuff. Not, are we good now? Celebrate, ski mask. That's cool. That's cute. I'm with it. I'm ski masking. I'm taking that fucking ski mask off too and say, let's get to work. So because Mozzie is not going to play one tech full time. Eventually, he's going to have to rotate. What's going to happen when he rotates, y'all? What's going to happen, man? Boss, I believe in Jay. I'm going to talk about that. Because I'm trying to see something. When has it ever worked in your history? Okay, so you trying to tell me something that's never worked. So, because I remember somebody called me out last year, called me and Big Game James out last year when we said don't go in there trusting Rodgers as a rookie. So he ran on Law Channel and he called me and my boy Big Game James stupid. And he was saying, let's give him a chance. And I was saying, bro, when has it ever worked, bro? No. Yes, you do give them reps, but you give them high-level reps like Mozzie and a rookie. Them White Walkers go hug you, buddy. They go tear your dad. They got giants. Man, boys, y'all better listen to me, bro. I'm not playing on this, dog. I'm not joking. That's why I'm gonna bust heads with some of my content creator brothers. Because I'm not playing about this. I'm not gonna be cool with sugary ass content overselling these DTs when that shit don't work, bro. Well, how can I be loyal to my team and just let this sugar infect the community? So now when I try to help the community and say what we really need to be doing, and so many people drunk on sugar behind us feeding this optimism shit, that now you can't even talk common sense football no more. Now you can't even say what your team really needs no more because everybody been putting out there that, hey, man, this stuff is finna, man, this one tech Jake, he finna, woo, boy, Mozzie better watch out. Bro, man, boy, yeah, listen, bro, get serious, dog. Get serious. Because, see, I ain't going to be dealing with your fake-ass anger when winter come, bro. If you come up here and try to act like you mad after you've been pushing that bullshit content, I'm going to have a real problem with you, brother. I'm going to have a real problem with you, dog. I'm going to have a real problem. Because when people was telling the truth, you was selling that bull, man. You was selling that opioid. And I'm going to tell you something. That's why, and see, I'm going to tell you something some content creators know. In the off season, one of the best ways to grow is to sell opioid. Sell the hell out of it. Man, distribute it. Just tell them everything good. Tell them Blue finna be, oh my God, this dude finna be Christian McCaffrey. Go out here and say, hey, you know what? You see that dude Jay right there, bro? Man, that dude, he getting ready to, man, let me tell you something. Mozzie, watch out. And it ain't never worked. Never. And see, that's the problem. We put all these unrealistic expectations on one tech, and when they get their ass blown off the ball, we start shitting on them instead of saying, hey, they need time to cook. We shouldn't have put them heavy shoes on them anyway. It's a whole lot of people calling Mozzie a bust. You finna be wrong. I'm gonna tell you to your face, you finna be wrong. Oh, I know, because we actually did the real film work. We did real film work on him. We looked at about 10 of his year one games, and we highlighted and focused on the hardest games. Who did we focus on? The Eagles and Detroit. And those are the ones that gave Mozzie the worst trouble when he was a rookie. But then we needed to see something else, and we watched it yesterday. We looked at, let's see what you did year two. Same dudes. And if you go watch it, you'll see a clear year two jump on Mozzie. It's clear. He jumped. Big jump, too. See, yeah, because see, me and Henny was breaking it down, and Henny kept it real. That's why I rock with Henny. he don't fall in love with his ideas like some of us do. Like some of our content creators, if they put it out there, they ain't gonna never go back on it. They ain't gonna know, because to some of them, it's about appearing to have credibility. Like all of us get it wrong sometimes, bro. Just embrace that. It would be better to just embrace that we all get, instead of just having a vice grip on a badass take. Now you don't know how to reverse out that. So me and Henny was sitting there watching Mozzie, and we watching him, and we like, dog, actually, Mozzie doing good as hell. Mozzie hustle is fantastic. I honestly see him struggling in literally one area. The only area Mozzie is struggling is on doubles. And that makes sense as a rookie. Like, he ain't gonna learn how to anchor properly yet. And he going from 12 games to 17. It's gonna wear on him. Yeah, he struggled on doubles. Then against the superior competition, when he went against Jenkins, that's where he got handled one-on-one. That's where he got handled. And Henny kept it real. He say, man, from the tape I've been watching, he say, Mozzie's strong as hell. Most people, he bang him, he push him. Pow! His punch out the gate is beautiful. He said, but he ran up against somebody that was just stronger. And I said, I see the same thing, bro. It's just like the Game of Thrones. When you run up on the monster, what did they call him? The Mountain. See, the Mountain, that's Jenkins. Mozzie's strong, but he needed one more year to prepare for that. But the good news is we watched him yesterday versus the same Mountain, and he handled up one-on-one. And it was week 17, and it was when they was trying to get Saquon that rushing record. So they was really trying to block the shit out of Dallas, and Mozzie wasn't having it. Week 17. But that's what happened, though. We put all this pressure on them because we be feeding sugar to our community. So we come out there and we start selling people that Jay the Islander, Jay the Bloodline, he finna come in here and take Mozzie out. I put $1 million that it ain't gonna happen. Ain't no rookie in the 7th round is gonna take out a year 3 Mozzie, man. We need to stop the bullshit. We need to stop. You can tell the truth and get subs. You ain't got to do all of that. Because we pausing in the community, bro. So check this out. Because I've been hearing bloodline, bloodline this, bloodline that. I want you to do on Google. Can y'all do me a favor and do a Google search for me? Can you Google search for me, Jay's brother? Can y'all do that for me? Just real quick and see what come up. Can y'all do me a favor and look that up and see? Because we overselling this, man. And it's showing me that we don't respect the trenches, brother. We don't. We look at somebody and say, oh, he's big, he's 340. Whoo, he finna be good. No, bro, the trenches don't work like that. It's more than just having weight. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Did y'all look it up? Because I asked y'all, and I'm serious, go look up Jay Tools. Look up his brother. Because we talking bloodlines, right? So since y'all looked it up, I see y'all putting it in there. Say Ika. Wasn't we high on him coming out? Cowboy Nation? Didn't we want him coming out? That's his actually blood brother, true bloodlines. Because see, this is who is being sold as the hero right now. That's what we selling as gonna be the one tech hero right now. Nah, don't put that pressure on him, bro. We dead wrong for that. We are wrong as hell for that. We are wrong. We are fucking wrong for that. Don't you ever put that much pressure on a rookie to come in and be the savior at one tech. That position too physical. That position take too much time to get adjusted to. Now, should he get reps? Yes. Should he get equal reps as Mozzie? Ooh, I wish I had my hell no button with some fuck no on there too. No, absolutely not. That's setting them up for failure. And guess what, y'all? The same people that's praising them and that's loving them and that's calling them bloodline, you gonna be hating them by. You gonna be hating them. You gonna be calling them a bust, and it's gonna be the same mistake we made on Mozzie. It's gonna be the same on Tristan Hill. It's gonna be the same mistake we made on Quentin Bohanna, on the White Gorilla. It's not them, it's you. It's not them, it's us. It's our expectations. It don't have nothing to do with them. It's us. We keep selling these dudes as year one wonders, and it's never happened. Like, how goofy do we have to be to keep believing that something that's never happened is gonna happen this time? Because they call that insanity, right? That's what they say the definition of insanity is, that you keep doing something, the same thing, expecting a different result. That's yeah, Cowboy Nation. We've been insane. It's a crisis. Winter is coming, and we playing with winter, dog. We playing with it. We over here got on ski masks for a receiver for the summertime. Man, we better get serious. We not serious. So I ask you a question. Who is his blood brother? Did you actually look it up? Because we hyping this shit. And we're going to have to chill on that. And we got to do a full 180 on that, bruh. We got to do a full 180 on that, bruh. Because we too close. See, we too close to start falling for trying to be right. We too close to get caught up in ideal rivalries. We too close to start trying to win the war of ideas in an unrighteous way. We too close for that, brother. This is the time we should be humbling ourselves. This is the time we finally got them to do something that they ain't done in years. And we go take our hand off the gas now. So I know y'all looked up his brother by now. So let's look what happened to the same dude who was actually bigger and drafted higher than our guy. Let's just look at it. That ain't it. Hold on. I pulled up the wrong clip. Y'all forgive me. Like I said, I ain't in my surgical space. This is some new stuff for me. Let's go. I got it though.
Well,
here we go.
Question was, what's going on with Siaka Ika? Was he drafted as a developmental player, or has he been a disappointment?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. You draft rookies. The Browns are really adamant that it's not about 1 year with the rookie, right? It's a long-term thing. You draft a guy, you do want to develop them.
This is the bloodline, y'all. Bloodline. Islander. We got us an Islander. Let's do the hooker there. Let's do the hooker. One more time.
Mailbag as well. Question was, what's going on with Siaka Ika? Was he drafted as a developmental player? Or?
This is the brother, the blood brother, the big brother, the bigger brother, the brother that was drafted in the 3rd round, not the 7th. Listen.
Or has he been a disappointment?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. You draft rookies. The Browns are really adamant that it's not about 1 year with the rookie, right? It's a long-term thing. You draft a guy, you do want to develop them. We've seen that they're not willing to give up on guys early, right? But draft a guy in the third round, there are expectations that he contributes as a rookie. So I think
and that's the mistake right there. See, this dumbass shit happened around the league. You get a rookie because he big and he an Islander. He's a bloodliner. He's a bloodliner. He's big. Oh, look at that punch in college. Go look at that get off in college. Come on now. Oh, look at this highlight in college. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. This has never worked. So then you put too much expectation on them. And guess what he's playing right now? Kansas City. They got him up out of the Browns. See, because the Browns is goofy like we are. See, it was our fault for thinking that Quentin Bohanna, just because he was big, was going to be a year one wonder. What happened to his ass? What happened? Kablookie, right? When did we go get Jonathan Hankins? The guy, we got him the day after Philly. Literally, Philly. We played Philly that Sunday. We got Jonathan Hankins that Monday, bro. That's how bad Quentin Bohanna got done as a rookie. See, but what we didn't do is we didn't let him cook. So don't think I'm saying don't give Jay no reps. You got to give them some reps for them to develop. But we are slipping greatly when we don't have another vet in here like Mozzie, with Mozzie. Because what you want to do with the other young guys is you want them to compete it out at practice real hard. But you want to get the best of those guys some rotation, but minimum rotation, bro. Minimum, because you know you're trying to cook them slow. So whenever you're dealing with one tech, stop Cowboy Nation expecting them to be like Hot Pocket. You put them in the microwave and say, okay, you ready to cook your one. No, you treat them like roast. You turn it on 200 and you cook it slow so it can melt off your hands. But what we do as a Cowboy Nation is we'll get Tristan Hill. We'll say, yeah, he's the savior. He's gonna come in and turn it up. And then he's a normal rookie. And we say, God damn, he's a bust. Get his ass out of here. No, it's not their fault. It's your damn fault. It's your fault. And then the worst part is we all say it take 3 years for them to cook. So why the hell we call Mozzie a bust within 3 years? That's not him. That's your judgment. So what they should have did with Quentin Bohanna, what they should have did with the White Gorilla, is they should have kept them on the team, gave them minimum rotation, and let them get up to speed slow. What did Philly do with Jordan Davis? Tell me, what did they do with Jordan Davis? They say we got us a first-round freak. But they still went and got Linval Joseph and Sue. And they slowed the heat down and say, we cooking him too fast. We got him in them trenches. Them trenches is eating up his confidence. Let's go get some vets. Let's go get us some old killers. Let's get Linval and Sue. Let's slow that down. Let's turn that dial back some. We need to turn that dial back, man. But what does Dallas do? Oh, you want instant White Gorilla? Okay, go to Washington. Get out of here. Quentin Bohanna? Oh, you want instant? You want instant? Okay, get out of here. Now, guess what? Somebody else getting a year 3 cookie. Now, guess what? Yeah, Kansas City smart. They were like the Browns stupid as hell. Y'all so goddamn dumb. Y'all thought that Ika was going to be an instant wonder. Shit, he just right now. We'll take him. See, smart teams, they already know what's up. We'll take him. Y'all dumbass. Y'all gave up on him too quick. Y'all called him a bust. Yeah, it was really that y'all was cooking him too fast. Yeah, that's a roast. You don't cook that on 400. You slow that down.
It's fair to say it's disappointing. The guy, I mean, he's been inactive every game. Having said that, all those guys I mentioned a second ago, that's why he's not on the field. Because he's not as good as Tomlinson. Or
because he's not as good as Tomlinson.
Elliott. Or Hurst.
Or Hurts. Or Elliott. In other words, he couldn't beat out the vets. But that's what we try to do to Jay right now.
Or Shelby Harris. So
he couldn't beat out the vets, y'all. That don't mean he wouldn't beat him out now. He couldn't beat him out as a rookie. Look at my brother Willie T with the truth. Vita took 2 to 3 years. Tank took 2 to 3 years. People forget that Tank didn't take off to after year 3. David Irvin didn't take off to year 3.
I mean, that's the
y'all remember Collins? What Collins doing now? Do y'all remember year 1 Collins? Year 2 Collins? Year 3 Collins with the Texans? Yeah, I mean, no, it wasn't year 3. But Texans, he's a totally different dude than he was with us as a rookie.
Season, and if somebody got hurt and you needed to put him out there, you would hope that he'd be able to step in and, fill that role. The only other maybe knock on Ika would be, they had to.
I think we got the definition of took off totally different. So a flash is not a takeoff. That's not a takeoff to me. Okay. A takeoff is when you really showed your veteran legs and when you showed a lot of consistency. See, and I'm telling y'all, see how some of y'all move. Some of y'all be trying to find one little contradiction, just one whole contradiction, and that's not even no contradiction. So in year 3, you wouldn't say one game he took off, would you? You wouldn't, because Tank was killing it that whole year, wasn't he? Don't be the type of Cowboy fan. I ain't saying you are, madman. I'm not saying that. I'm just using this as an example. Don't be the type of Cowboy fan that's so damn thirsty for some sugar and positivity to where you can't handle the truth. Don't be that one. Don't be that one. Because, see, this is broccoli. What I'm giving you is carrots. What I'm giving you is salad. Some of y'all want floats. Some of y'all want burgers. Some of y'all just want some sweets, like a kid. I ain't saying you, madman. I ain't saying that. But I'm saying just the environment of Cowboy Nation. And I'm just being honest, it's been so long since we actually even been to a championship. We act like that desperate person. Where it's been so long since you've been in a relationship and had a good relationship, so you'll just take your levels down about 10 notches and you'll be like, hey, I'll go ahead and rock with this whore. Or I'll go ahead and rock with this abuser. Why not just hit the gym, get in shape, get your money up, get yourself more attractive. Do it that way. Do it that way. But what happened is we as a nation, we as Cowboy Nation, what done happened is it have been so long that we are now starting to just settle for just want to feel happy. Whatever makes us feel happy, that's what we want. So when somebody giving you broccoli and saying, this go get you in shape, bro, eat this and go work out, you go get back fit and you go be able to really attract the woman you want, brother. Hey, let's go get your credit up, bro. Let's go take some discipline. You got to say some no to some things, but then you go be able to get this nice car. You go look like you got something going on. You go be able to track something now, brother. Nah, I don't want to build my credit. I don't want to do that. Nah, just give me that sugar, man. That's just as good. And see, you know what's sad? A lot of content creators know y'all like that. They know it. A lot of writers, they know you like that. They already know you like that. So guess what they'll do? They'll package up that dope, that sugar, and they'll keep feeding it to you, even though it's unhealthy. They'll just keep feeding it to you. Because guess what? Just like a dope dealer, It's making my pockets fat. Forget about you. I know you just want to feel good, so I'm gonna give you that. And they'll tell you, I'm here to make you feel good. I want you to feel good. And yeah, and the numbers gonna be good too, because you giving an addicted community what they hooked on. See, instead of bragging on numbers and how many numbers I got, I would want to see content creators brag on how many ideas that they had that actually worked on the field. That's what the fans should be judging these boys on. How many ideas did you have that actually worked to make your team better? How many things that you said on your platform ended up getting implemented on the team? But we let people brag on, hey, I'm big, I'm growing, and all this kind of stuff. Like that's cool, but that ain't really what this will be about. It should be about, are we winning based on you being in here? Are we getting very good ideas on how to win? Or are you just giving us some sugar? So, yeah, so basically, listen, y'all, like I said, and Landlord is my brother, man. That's my dog. It ain't nothing gonna ever make me and Landlord not be on the same page, nothing. Me and him are Game of Thrones dudes, thick and thin. Me and him is super on this Game of Thrones, man. And he'll feel me when I say this 100%. What really brought everybody together was one thing: seeing the real threat of the White Walkers coming. And they brought the cold with them. There is no way we are serious. There is no way we are really serious if we selling that Jay is going to be the hero. We are not serious, dog. We are not serious if we pushing that. We are not serious if we believe that. Now, we are serious if we saying, let's give him some reps. But we are not serious if we going in there like, yeah, let's go in there with him. Let's go in there with Denzel Daxton. Hey, boss, let's give him a chance. Landlord, I don't think they see the threat, dog. Landlord, I don't think these people really saw them White Walkers, homie. I don't think their eyes really focused on what them trenches really is like. I don't think so, brother. Because we going in there like, because see, this is why I'm calling in the crisis and people, and the nerve, I swear the nerve of some of y'all, the nerve to try to treat me like I'm hating on Pickens. The nerve. The nerve. Listen, bro. Let me tell all of y'all something. I realize what's going on with Cowboy Nation, and a lot of it. A lot of us, and see, this is going to be some broccoli, so get ready, your stomach. You got to be able to handle what I'm getting ready to say. I've learned this, and this is just true. You got to be able to look yourself in the mirror, okay? And if Dallas Cowboy Nation look themselves in the mirror, this is the truth about Cowboy Nation. In general, not all of us, but in general. We do not respect the trenches enough. This is why Landlord will always be my dog, bro. Because see, he say, we got to put it in their face, bro, just like this. You killing it. See, this is why me and him gonna always be brothers. Because our fights are real, bro. When we fight, it be. But this is one thing I know about Landlord. When he see them White Walkers, he go fight with you back to back. He go put his back on your back. He go get his pistol. He gonna be like, oh, I see it, boss. I see it. And these boys ain't finna take out my team. We finna ride. Give me Team Trench's gold chain. Give me the gold chain. And he gonna put it on and he gonna wear it with just as much pride as he wore that team weapons chain. Because it ain't about the rivalry between me and him. It ain't got nothing to do with that. When you saw me and him war, we both was just on two different pages that really believed the plan that we had. But when it all came down to it, when I see his shit, and when he was right, and when him and Henny hit me in my nose, I ain't gonna never forget that day. I woke up early that morning. I turned on the radio, and I'm sitting there listening to him and Landlord, and they were cooking, and they was putting all kind of big bullets in my case. I'm talking about they showed up that morning like F-boss. They ain't say my name, but they was going at my idea hard. My boy said, hey, man, you can't believe you gonna get this weapon in a second. And they were showing the trends of how many receivers come off the board before pick 44. And I listened to it. I said, damn. I said, you boys are doing satanic work. You remember that, Landlord? But then I was just joking, though. I said, nah, this is real. I said, that changes my whole case. Because my case was, bro, we can get a weapon in the second round, bro. Y'all panicking. We can get Higgins in the second, bro. Y'all tripping, bro. Man, you gonna mess around and get this guy, bro. Come on, bro. Get Book and get the weapon. Shut up. Y'all crying. They put big holes in me. Bah, 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 bah. But because it was about the truth and not about me winning, I came around. And I was like, yeah, can't lobby for that no more. It's because I was like, yeah, bro, y'all right. These owners see that receivers are expensive. So they go always try to get weapons, even if they reaching for them, because they rather pay a receiver in the draft than have to get one in free agency. So they go always fly off into that market reset. But that's how he is. So me and Landlord are boxed to the deck. But if I make a point that he clearly sees, like I'm saying on this right here, he go click up. And this is what I'm asking y'all to do, man. I'm asking y'all to listen. I'm cool with vacations. I'm cool with that. Everybody needs some rest. My girl Star, she in the building. So Star said, boss. She said, after the draft, you said you was going to take a vacation. But I couldn't take no vacation right then because I saw that they was hunting for weapons. I saw it. They was hunting for weapons. So it was like, wait, I can't take no break right now. This is what we all said. This is what we clicked up for times like this. We said that we was going to combine our voices, hashtag like crazy. We said we was going to join with content creators that's willing to get in a bar fight. And we was going to tell our communities to put the message out there on Twitter because we know Jerry and Steven and Charlotte get a report on Twitter about what we're saying. So it was like this would be the worst time to lay down. That's why I couldn't lay down. I got a second win. Once I saw that they were shopping for a receiver, I was like, nah, this ain't the time to be on. They ain't gonna do it. Oh hell. It's like even if they not gonna do it, this is the time to fight. That's where I am right now on this one tech. That's where I am right now on this one tech. It's a fight. It's a fight. And it's gonna be a fight. This one, I hope it's fast. I hope they do it fast. They might not. They might not. But what type of fan are we? What type of fans are us? What kind of heart do we have? Because I saw a lot of team weapons lay down. I saw it. I watched it. The same people that said, I'm going to be in a bar fight with you, when I start fighting for what they said they wanted, they quit. But that's fine. Because sometimes it get hard. But we got to learn that. We got to learn now. Like, you shouldn't have quit, man. It's okay you quit once, but don't quit again. Don't quit again. And I'm gonna be honest, it don't feel good to watch a lot of people celebrating that didn't fight the fight. It's like, nah, because I was putting out 2 or 3 videos a day on Pickens and all these different receivers that was candidates. I did over 24 hours of live film session on trying to get the weapon for my brother's team weapons and my sisters. And the enthusiasm wasn't there. And I'm saying for this, we're going to need that enthusiasm. For DT, we're going to need that enthusiasm. Because Steven has shown he would rather go with them young guys. He did that to us last year, man. So are we really going to be goofy enough to just lay down because we got Pickens and we this goddamn close to being a real contending team? We this close and we going to be, oh, okay, let's celebrate. Or let me take a break, I'm done. What? Okay, take a break. But, bro, we got some more fighting to do, bro. The fight ain't over. Hell you mean? Nah, bro. We got a real life winter that's coming, dog. We got a real life winter that's coming, dog. The number 1 and number 2 offensive line in the entire league is in the NFC, dog. And we literally saying, let's roll out there with Mozzie, which I like, but the rest I don't. It's a crisis. You literally saying, let's go out there with the rest of those guys that's going to rotate with Mozzie. They literally have 0 reps, dog. Zero reps, dog. Thank you, Star, for the super chat. And hey, listen, Star, my computer broke today, and I was gonna do 3 shows today because we close, Star. We close. This is not the time to lay down, Cowboy Nation. This is take your break, and I'm cool with that. I mean that too. Take breaks. Everybody need a break in between rounds. You got to go throw some water in your face. You got to sometimes, Kobe and them, when they go out there and play, when they used to play, before the 4th quarter, you got to put him on the bench, let him get his win so he can go fight the last bit of that game out. So for everybody that felt they needed a break after we got Pickens, fine. But hey, man, after a point though, it's time to get off the break and get back in the game and fight this one. And we gonna have to fight this one just as hard or harder than we fought for wide receiver 2. Hashtagging, adding the Dallas Cowboys, going at these fake content creators that try to make a mockery of people that try to organize, calling us freedom fighters. You got to go at all that old phony fake stuff. We got to be also willing to embrace confrontation. If you somebody out there pushing Jay, you gonna feel a bullet from Boss. Yeah, a stray go hit you. It's not gonna be intentional, because I ain't listening to a lot of content creators like that. But if you out there pushing Jay and you selling sugar and you calling him a hero and you trying to act like he gonna be the person that's gonna save us, a straight coming your way. Because I'm gonna embrace confrontation for my squad. It ain't personal, but it's what we got to do when we serious about winning. That's what we got to do when we serious about winning. Landlord will tell you, when I was fighting them and the OC made some factual errors. Did I ride with the OC on those when he got off a little bit, landlord? Now we on the same team trenches, but when his facts got a little bit off, I did not ride with him. That's what some of us do as content creators. This is what we do. Oh, my guy over here, he likes this guy. So, oh, my guy, he doesn't like Keenan Allen. So guess what? You jump in the bandwagon with him to hate on Keenan Allen. Because now it's rivalry. It's not football. Why are you listening to a dude who don't even know football? Why you doing that? Why you can't be man enough or woman enough to stand up for the right thing for your squad? When are we going to truly embrace confrontation to win? Because it's not personal. Sometimes we go disagree, but I'm also smart enough to recognize when it's just petty rivalry too. Because some of it is just that petty rivalry. They was right on Booker, so now I got to be right over here. It's that bullshit. It's petty. But at the end of the day, what killed all the pettiness? What killed all the rivalries? What killed all the bullshit that was happening on the Game of Thrones? When they saw the threat of them White Walkers and when they saw the threat of winter coming, y'all. And winter is coming, brother. Are we gonna really do what we need to do to prepare for winter? So let me tell y'all something before I get out of here, man. As I'm preparing for winter, there's going to be another layer to this campaign. Because our campaigns are based on research and film and true ideas to try to help us win. DMV is pushing something that I know we got to get behind. Because now I've done the film study behind him, and I've realized that what he was saying was very true. DMV is pushing for Chubb, and Chubb is a perfect winter back. Because it's not even just the trenches. It's also about what can also carry with you when it get cold. And from my film review, when I was sitting there with Luke, DMV, and Henny, we have to add Chubb to the campaign because winter is coming. And the trenches is the real crisis, but we also got to add Chubb as well. That's if we trying to win a championship. I ain't just trying to win games. I want to win the championship.
Girls with their nails done now.